Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're here today doing a bit of a late night live commentary. Tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming after work. That's going to start at 7:30 p.m. EST. So I knew I wasn't really going to have time before work to get any sort of a video out, so I figured I'd just do a double video day. Get a live commentary out today, some of you guys to enjoy, and I'll see, hopefully, some of you guys on the stream tomorrow night. I also wanted to experiment with something that I mentioned during Monday's live commentary, and that was the idea of like an aggressive A-Wall loadout. So we're going to be running the A-Wall today with my good old-fashioned Firestar, my good old boopity pew 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 R97, and of course an MGL for backup for Titan stuff. Also check out this skin, it's called Splinter Contrast. Just got that, pretty happy about that camo. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get right into a match of attrition. Now I did want to talk a little bit about attrition in terms of the recent changes that we saw. Oh, Angel City. Let's go one way or the other. We'll see how this goes. Let's stay positive. There probably won't be too many G2s. At least we have an A-Wall to potentially defend ourselves against said G2s, but probably not anyway. We'll go in with a positive mindset. What I was saying was they recently re-expanded the point score for attrition. It's back up to 500 now. Now, I think it was 500 during the tech test. They put it down to 300. For whatever reason, someone decided that it should be 500 again. No idea why. In my opinion, that was absolutely pointless. I think it just drags the match on for an additional 3 to 4 minutes where it really didn't need to. We could go ahead and play the, but Tony, there's more opportunity for a comeback. Well, we could play that game all day long. I mean, how many minutes do you want to you know, tag on at the end of attrition just so somebody can have a comeback? I mean, we could make it a 40-minute match if you want to talk about the potential for comebacks. The reality is, in my opinion, when it comes to game modes like this, shorter matches are more valuable to players. They, you know, they prevent you from being stressed out by situations that aren't maybe going well. If your team is getting absolutely slaughtered and you're having a really frustrating match, well, I mean, the last thing you want to go through is an extra 3 minutes of that match. And then when you take into account the potential for you to play a whole session that night, why would you want to, like, you know, deal with the whole session of just frustration where every match has an extra 3 minutes on it? No one wants that. No one wants that. No one needs that. It just doesn't add anything, in my opinion. That was freaking hilarious, guys. That lag, but we're good. We survived. Oh, we're getting pinched, man. There's a guy with an R97 in front of us, and a messy bubble coming up with that hemlock from behind. They finally pinched us. They chased us down, and they showed us the error of our ways. There wasn't really a whole lot of error there. We just got pinched. Let's go take out this R guy over here. Somebody's rocking and rolling a rifle. Sorry, teammate who ran all this way to kill that guy with your SMR, and then I totally killed him. So, I don't agree with the change. I think it was unnecessary. For most people, it probably won't make a difference, but for me, like, 3 extra minutes in a match, that actually does go a long way, in my opinion. And if I'm having a bad match, I don't want to spend 3 extra minutes that in there. You know, on average, it seems to be 2 to 3 extra minutes for the point score. The best thing you can honestly do if you want a small tip for dealing with the new 500 point score, if your team's not really having a good day or you just want to end it more quickly, is to go ahead and just crush all Reapers. At the end of a match, there's so many Reapers on the battlefield, you can just farm them and get like a pretty quick cleanup win. So that's the best piece of advice I can give you for a comeback. I guess if we're talking comebacks, we might as well, you know, throw something out there. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. You got a guy with a hemlock chasing us. No big deal, yo. We got a portable shield. Reinforced cover, amped A-Wall goodness. Go ahead and break it down and defend ourselves. Now, I think there's a couple guys actually chilling back here, so ideally I'd like to get in there. And outplay that guy. Unfortunately, we got picked. This is not turning out to be a great match, considering no one on my team has more than 1 kill other than me. You know what? We're going to stay positive, guys. We're going to stay positive. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the idea of aggressive A-Wallin, because I feel like it's a fun sort of buzzword, right? Maybe we could make that the new buzzword, because I think right now the buzzword is still like slide hopping and air strafing, right? People love to just talk about mobility and accuse people of not being, you know, fast or something in the game. So maybe we can change that, and we can accuse people of not knowing how to aggressive A-Wall, like, man, don't you aggressive A-Wall? Don't you aggressive stim, bro? Yo, bro, don't you know how to aggressive pulse blade? It's funny because it's one of those goofy terms that we can apply to everything. And when I think of it, I'm reminded of the first time that I heard the terminology aggressive recon in Battlefield. You know, the idea that you're going to not sit back and be patient, but you're actually going to try and engage targets with lower zoom scopes. And, you know, that was aggressive recon. I always thought that was a funny term, so that's where the idea for aggressive A-Wallin came up. Plus, saying A-Wallin just makes me want to laugh. And it's always good to make yourself smile in life. Life's short. Make yourself smile. That's all I can say, guys. I wonder if we apply that same terminology to anything, does it make it better? You know, like if we aggressively make PB&J, do we end up with a better PB&J? Because a lot of people would say that using a non-aggressive version of recon makes you kind of like a, you know, you're a scrub. Like, nice holo pilot, good sir. You got me on that one, 100%. He was using aggressive holo pilot right there, ladies and gentlemen. See, he probably wouldn't have done as well if he wasn't using aggressive holo pilot. That's the difference. I really do actually like the AWOL. I like defensive abilities. I find them to be very interesting in games, especially PvP-focused games where you can have sort of clutch save moments. And the AWOL does actually deploy relatively quickly, so in theory you could use it to even save teammates, which I really like the idea of, even though I know the game isn't really built in that way, as we've talked about so many times before. But that's kind of why I really like Orisa being in Overwatch now. I love the idea of a character that can throw a shield out that not only can protect her, but can be used in clutch situations to save teammates. And my tank in Overwatch is... My friend in Overwatch, who is our tank, is very good with Orisa. So when I'm playing squishy characters, supporting him, maybe I'm healing with Ana, maybe I'm playing some Hanzo, or I'm just doing some DPS with Soldier, you know, knowing that he can kind of have my back in sticky situations where we weren't really set up in the first place is really cool. So the AWOL kind of reminds me of that, even though I know I'll probably never play it like that. At least not in a team share level. On a personal level, hell yeah, you know, and I guess that's kind of what I'm going for with this whole setup here, so. I would say if you could get it down to a science where it's sort of like a, you know, a panic button for you, just like it is some people with phase shift, they just know instantly when they're gonna lose health so they can phase shift out. If you could do that with the AWOL, but also be accurate enough to plop it where you need it to be plopped, right? So you can actually... Oh, we screwed that one up, guys. Oh, no, he walked out in front of it. We took some damage, not a lot. I'm just gonna... Oh, I was gonna say, I'm just gonna bail as soon as he grabs the battery. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna die. Oh, there we go. That's that aggressive AWOL time. Put on the defense, then break on out. That guy's dead. We survived. I don't think I've used it aggressively once, to be honest. We've definitely used it defensively, but that's kind of the point, right? Still puts a smile on my face. This is what I'm talking about, though, right now, guys. We got 4 minutes left. Right now, we'd be closing in, like, the end of the match, you know, typically. It just seems really unnecessary, and when you look at the overall performance of my team and myself as an individual, you know, it didn't need to go on much longer than this. It didn't need to go on, but it is. Not my best match, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really do well on Angel City these days anymore. I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. It's not an easy map to play because it is a very lockdown map. It's just like Colony. I like Colony, but is Colony actually fun to play time and time again? Hell no. It's one of the most you know, effective maps for complacent playstyles. So if you want to sit back a little bit more and, you know, find sort of a zen area that works for you, that's Colony in a nutshell, you know. I was gonna try to turn the corner, whip around, aggressive AWOL. It didn't turn out well there. It didn't turn out well there. This might be one of my worst games. I'm trying to think if I've had a worse game at this point that I actually joined at the start. This is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Oh. There's the guy. There he is. You know, I thought he was in front of me. I'm looking that way. That was just a friendly, it turned out. Anyhow. I don't think we can come back from this. But, hey, that's the point of the extra 3 minutes, I guess, so maybe we can. Just gonna lob some Scorch over there and then flank around this left side here. Been trying to get back to flanking a lot more with Scorch. My best games with Scorch were always big flanking strategic games, you know, games where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna flank until I can't flank anymore, and then I'm gonna just go to town on these guys. That works when there's no one defending their flank. Unfortunately, they've got North Star locking them down over here, so let's just back our way out of here, if at all possible. We got a friendly dropping in. No, we got Reapers. Let's use the Reapers as cover. Oh, Reapers, go. I need your damage, my friends. Alright. Here's the flank we need to hit. Auto Titan. One other Titan to our left. Somebody's aggressive A-Wallin down in that corner. That looks like that might be more non-aggressive A-Walling, though. We don't want any of that. We don't want that aggressive A-Walling. That aggressive A-Wallin goodness. Sometimes you just go for it. You're like, I don't know what I was actually going for there. I'm gonna be completely honest, guys. I think I just kind of lost my train of thought. We're actually, I mean, we're pretty far behind, you know? I'd like to try and be positive and be like, it wasn't that big of a loss, but no, it totally was. It's almost 100 points, if we're honest. Could have easily been 100 points. But hey, Angel City, you know, just stuff, aggressive AWOLs, and North Star, Flight Core, Death. It's like a bad poem. It's like a really bad poem. Fortunately, it's over. And we didn't even get to the 500 point thing. That's probably the biggest thing that I'm interested to see, right? Is if you set a new score to 500 points, but you don't really ever reach the 500 points, then you really do ask why. Why increase it, you know? To me, it's just a weird decision. But I think we'll leave on that note, guys. You should probably try some aggressive AWOL, and I've heard that it's way more legit than regular AWOL. It won't make you, by any means, like, lose your girlfriend. You know, it won't end your relationship like the normal AWOL will. So you'll be good if you want to go ahead and give it a go. If anything, you'll probably have a lot more success in your life, relationship-wise, business-wise, you know, work-wise, because it's aggressive, you know? So if you do everything aggressively, that just means it's going to be better. That's the thought process, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to go back over there and stop being ridiculous. As always, I hope you guys remember to play smart, to play to challenge yourself, but most importantly, to play for fun.